You know, when you look around, from the way a lion is built to the water we drink, it seems like there are a million different things going on. But what if I told you it all boils down to just a few surprisingly simple rules? That's what we're going to do in this explainer. Unpack those foundational rules that govern everything you see. Let's get into it.
I mean, it's a massive question, isn't it? How does all this stuff actually work? It can feel totally overwhelming. You've got animals, you've got plants, weather, the food we eat. Where do you even start trying to make sense of it all?
Well, here's the thing. It's actually not as complicated as you might think. Turns out our entire wonderfully complex world pretty much runs on a handful of really simple foundational rules. So let's dive in and explore them one by one.
All right, rule number one. Let's start with the animal kingdom. I mean, it is just huge, right? Millions and millions of different species. So how do scientists even begin to sort through all that? Well, they start with a really simple, fundamental question. Does it have a backbone or not?
And just like that, that one simple question cuts the entire animal kingdom neatly into two big groups. On one side, you've got the vertebrates. That's us, by the way. Anything with a backbone and an internal skeleton. And on the other side, the invertebrates. No backbone. Instead, a lot of them, like insects or crabs, have this cool, hard outer shell. It's called an exoskeleton.
Okay, so if we zoom in on just the vertebrates, the ones with backbones, we can break them down even further into 5 main families. And each one has a key thing that makes it unique. You've got mammals, right? They have fur and feed milk to their babies. Then there are birds with their feathers and eggs. Reptiles, they've got that dry, scaly skin and are cold-blooded. Amphibians are the ones with moist skin, letting them live both on land and in water. And of course, fish, who live in the water and breathe with gills. Simple as that.
But here's a crazy fact for you. We tend to think about vertebrates a lot. You know, lions, eagles, us. But the truth is, it's the invertebrates, the no-backbone crew, that really run this planet. They make up over 95% of all known animal species. Think about that. For every one animal with a backbone, there are at least 19 without one. Wow.
Okay, so we've got the animals sorted out, but where do they all live? That leads us straight into our second big rule. Every single living thing needs a place to call home, or, as scientists call it, a habitat.
And a habitat isn't just, a spot. It's the whole package. It's the natural home where a plant or animal lives. It's got everything they need to survive. The right food, the water, the shelter, everything that species is built for. So for a fish, it's the ocean. For a camel, it's the desert. For a squirrel, it's the forest. Makes sense, right?
This idea of having a safe home is so important that there's actually a whole day dedicated to it. It's called World Habitat Day. And it's really just a great reminder for all of us that we need to protect these natural homes, because without them, so many species just wouldn't survive.
All right, so living things have a home. Check. But what keeps them going? What's the fuel in the tank that lets them live in those habitats? That brings us to rule number 3, and it's all about the fuel for life itself. Food.
And a super simple way to think about food is to break it down by what it actually does for our bodies. Think of it like this: go, grow, and glow. Your go foods, that's stuff like rice and bread, give you the energy to run and play. Then you've got grow foods like meat and beans. They're packed with protein to build up your muscles and bones. And finally, glow foods, fruits and vegetables. They're full of all the good stuff that keeps you healthy and, well, glowing.
So, let's recap. We've talked about animals, where they live, and what they eat. But what's the one thing that connects all of it? The food, the water, the air, even the animals themselves, they're all made of the same basic stuff. And this brings us to our 4th rule, which is about the fundamental building blocks of, well, everything. We're talking about matter.
So pretty much all matter exists in one of 3 states. Let's start with the easy one: solids. In a solid, all the tiny little particles are packed together super tightly. They're kind of just vibrating in place, not really going anywhere. And that's why a solid, like a rock or an ice cube, holds its own shape.
Next up, we have liquids. Now, in a liquid, the particles are still pretty close, but they've got a little more wiggle room. They can slide and glide right past each other. And that's exactly why liquids don't have their own shape. They just take the shape of whatever container you put them in. Think of water in a glass or juice in a carton.
And last but not least, we've got gas. In a gas, the particles are totally free. They're spread way far apart, and they're just zipping around all over the place. They have so much energy they'll expand to fill any space you give them. The air you're breathing right now, that's a perfect example.
So we've got our three states, solid, liquid, and gas. But, and this is the really cool part, the story doesn't stop there. One of the most amazing rules of our world is that matter isn't just stuck in one form. It can change. It's always on the move.
The best way to see this in action is with water. Water is a total pro at changing states. So you take a solid, ice, and you heat it up. It melts into liquid water, right? Then you heat that water up even more, and it evaporates into a gas. We call it steam. Now, if you cool that steam down, it condenses back into little water droplets. And if you make that water really cold, it freezes right back into solid ice. It's this perfect, constant cycle, all driven by changes in temperature.
And there you have it. When you put it all together, it's pretty amazing. Sorting all animals with one question, understanding they all need a home, knowing the simple fuel that powers them, and seeing that everything is built from just 3 states of matter, it really shows that from the biggest animal to the air we breathe, our entire world is built on just a few simple, elegant rules.
The best part is, once you know these basic rules, you start to see them everywhere. It's like you've got a new pair of glasses on. So, as you go about the rest of your day, here's a little challenge for you. Which one of these rules are you going to notice first? Will it be the animals, the states of matter, or something else? Keep an eye out.